Okay guys, video for the week. This is the little anvil that I told you that was coming in. Really nice little thing. Very light. I will weigh it, but I'm guessing, I thought it was 112 pounds, which would make it 70 odd kgs, but definitely not 70 kgs. I would guess probably 40 or 50 kilos somewhere. I can pick that up pretty easily on my own. So, but you can see, I mean, I don't think this thing has seen 50 hours worth of work. You know, the edges are super crisp. The face is flat. Cutting table's nice. That's just some gunk, or actually that's just casting in there. So I'll clean that up. The horn has obviously just never even been ground down. You know, that's how the casting came out. So yeah, this is a nice one. Not much to do on this. This will be a very quick turnaround. I just bought this I actually think I have a buyer lined up for this, so that's the reason why I bought it. It's a knife maker, so it would be absolutely perfect for him. Obviously super flat face. Yeah, what I'll do is I'm just gonna hit this with a bit. I was gonna use the cup grinder and just get this all at the same level with a cup grinder, but there's literally not even any imperfections in the face. So I'm gonna belt sand this. I don't even know if I'm gonna radius these edges. I might just leave the edges, then he can do that if he wants to. You know, he might want super sharp edges, or he might want to radius them slightly. I think I'll just leave that for him to decide. What I will do is get the cup grinding wheel and then just flat that little bit of casting and imperfection over there, so that that's nice and sharp. And then I will polish this horn so that it's usable and it will give a nice surface. And then into the dip, and then clean up, and then it's going to be out the door. So yeah, nice little anvil there. And then I got this with the same job lot. I bought them both from the same place. Yeah, this is a nice. It's a big post vise, but it's been also butchered a little bit. Obviously they took off the original securing point and they welded those tags on for the application which it was being used for. So that is not going to work for me. I'm going to cut that off. The screw and everything is nice. This is a little bit bent, as you can see, so that's just going to go on the anvil, and we'll just smack that straight. I'll get someone to help me hold it, and I'll just straighten that. I don't want to really cut these off and then have to re-weld everything together. I'll just smack that straight. And then probably the biggest problem here is, or the biggest two problems. First problem, leaf spring. Not a bad idea, but when you open this vise, the leaf spring is completely loose. It doesn't hold tension the whole way, so that's a problem there. And then this is the biggest issue. I thought that this was, from the pictures, because I only got pictures of this, I thought that it was a newer production post vise, similar to what Black Bear Forge got recently. But having a look now, it looks like an old forged post vise, the same as you all see. And then it seems as if they've welded this piece on with a thread, and they've screwed these pieces on with bolts going into that piece, and then just welded them on afterwards, because obviously it wasn't working out. So I'm not happy with this. It does close, and it is flush when it does close, but that's not cool. So I'm probably going to just cut everything off on the original jaws, and then just see what condition the original jaws are in, because I think that would be the best way forward, you know. And then obviously this is also not original, or it might be, but it's been rusting for a long time, so I'll just need to fix that, but that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, but the plan is here that this post vise is going to fit in that hole over there, and then get bolted over there, and that's going to be my vise for this table. So that is the sort of plan. Yeah, and that'll be my vise for this table. So it fits in, the post vise fits in, and it stands about that much above the table, so it's a little bit high, but it's okay. I don't mind that. Yeah, I won't be doing much work here, because most of my work gets done next door. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm happy. You know, it's actually not in bad condition. I will dip this. I want this to be clean steel, So I would like all this paint to come off, but yeah, it's gonna be nice. I think once I'm done with it, it'll be another long-term project, because it's not as little work as I thought, which is pretty much everything I buy. I'm like, oh, that doesn't need too much work, and then it gets here and I'm like, oh, that needs quite a lot of work. So yeah, that'll take the back burner a little bit. That's going to be my priority, just to get this cleaned up and get out, and then I'll carry on with this, and then I might do some of the vice work in between. Just using a eddy grit flapper wheel. I decided I'm just going to take this out with a flapper, because it's really not that much. No, I know that's not what we use those for, but it suits the purpose. That's that done. It's just on the flash line, you know, right in the middle. This was obviously when the mold lines up. If it's slightly like that, then that side is obviously a bit higher than that side. And I mean, they don't bother to ground all that stuff down. So that's why that side I had to ground down a lot more than this side. But anyway, it's nice and flush now. Yeah, so I'm just going to do the face now. Definitely the cleanest anvil I think I've ever had. There's a tiny little piece there, which is nothing. And you can see there's a bit of a low, a little bit of a low, but you can't even feel that, and it's not in your working surface. So yeah, I will not be doing more than this to this anvil. I even looked underneath. Obviously there's the flash lines and stuff are quite intense, you know, but I'm not going to grind that down. I think for an old anvil, yeah, it's in remarkable shape. I am going to hit this with a flapper disc so I can get that nice and smooth, because that's never been done. So I will do that. I'm just going to polish up the working surfaces, and then the whole thing is going to go in the dip, and then normal story, you know, pull it out, wire wheel, rust converter, boiled linseed oil, and then that's it. So I just thought I'd show you guys what I'm doing here, and the reason why I'm carrying on is you can see there's a little bit of pitting here. So I'm just trying to take everything down at the same rate, just so that we can get rid of those pits. I don't want it to go too close to the edge of the horn, because obviously that will go down very quickly. So I'm stopping around about here, and then I'm just working it in. Once I've done this with a flapper wheel, I'll go over it with a belt sander as well, and you work it like this, and then that'll get everything flat. Yeah, so just to explain what I'm doing and the reason for it. You can see there's a bit of pitting, so I'm also working that out. Okay, so that's pretty good. There's still some very, very slight pitting there, but you know what? It's good enough. So I know what some of you guys are thinking. Why the hell is this guy using a belt sander on a round surface? That's not at all what it's used for, I know. But the belt sander gets me a level surface this way. So as long as I'm keeping it level this way and working it around like that, I'm getting everything symmetrical. So that's why I do that. There's the result. You can see there's a bit of a low spot there. There's a bit of a low spot there. But other than that, you can see even scoring from the belt on the belt sander, except for there. So that is fine. It's a really, really nice anvil. Yeah, and it's got really good working surfaces now. You know, like this would be absolutely perfect. You can work this for years. I mean, the amount of imperfection in this horn is basically not there anymore. And that's, I mean, I didn't take down much material at all. All I did is I just took this rough, you know, the casting stuff off. The face as well. I mean, the face is so nice and smooth. Squeaky smooth. So, yeah, there it is. Nice little anvil. I will take this to my mate who's got a scale that I can weigh this on, just so I can see what actual weight it is. But I'll do that once I've dipped it and cleaned it and everything like that, and once it's all ready to go, then I'll just take it through and have it weighed. So most importantly, make sure that your chains don't touch your electrodes, because obviously that's negative and you connect positive to your electrodes. So I just did that just to put a little bit more tension on the chains. So that's cool. Chains are under tension, which means it'll make good contact. Positive over here onto your electrodes. Just check here. I did do some welding with this machine, so 130 amps is probably not going to be a good idea to run through this system. So I'm going to take it right down to 8 amps on. And there we go. It's running. That's how easy it is. Straight away you can see how it's bubbling. That's obviously the horn over there. Which means we've got good contact right the way through. And it's bubbling nicely, which is perfect. So there we go. This one, I don't know how long I'll run it for. It's always better to be safe and run it for longer than you need. It's Monday today, so I'll probably run it the whole of tomorrow and then pull it out on Wednesday and then clean it up with a grinder. So yeah, basically it's already 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. I'm leaving at 4, so I'm gonna run this for an hour now and then I'll run it for tomorrow. So call it 10 hours that I'll be running this. So that is around about 10 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out now and clean it up. Got another dog over here. Oh, by the way, all of these dogs that come to the workshop, none of them are ours. We do give them food because we like dogs, but yeah, they all belong to people in the area because our workshop is pretty much on like a farming area. Yeah, the dogs sort of come and visit us during the day when the owners are out. And that's what it looks like when it comes out. You can see it's covered in that black stuff. So all that is the stuff that needs to come off. So this is apparently cup grinding discs, but imported. They seem a little bit light duty to me, but we'll see. Yeah, they seem a bit small. Oh well. Like I told you guys, the cup grinding wheels that I can find here are really expensive, so I imported these because the supplier that I got the last one from only had one. So there you go. That's a bit small, eh? I don't even know what thread that is. It's not a normal grinding thread. Oh well, I guess I'll have to make do with what I've got. They're not awful. Not nearly as big as the last one. These are supposedly 100mm diameter. That does not look like 100mm. It's like 76 or something. Oh well. At least I got 3 of them, eh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and see how I'm gonna be able to use these. Oh well, back to cleaning. Cool, so there you have it, all done. I haven't put on the rust converter yet. I'll still do that. Yeah, there it is, nice and clean, no rust on it. You can see the horn that we did, blends in really nicely. And then there's my little cup grinding discs. And I thought just out of interest I'd show you guys. Now, I did import these from China because they were so cheap. And it looks as if over there it says 70mm something or other. So, but these are 75mm on the dot. So I mean, for this anvil, not too bad, you know. I'd be able to use that, move it around. But anyway, not completely unsatisfied with them, just obviously not as big as I thought I would like them to be. Thought I'd show you guys what I thought I was getting. So that's the one that was in stock at my local supplier, the last one, and they don't know when they're gonna get more in, so that's why I resorted to importing my own. But yeah, you can see it's quite a size difference. Anyways, like I said, we'll make do with what we've got. You know, there you can see the size difference. Anyways, I'm sure it will still work. I'll use these to take down the bulk of the excess buildup of welding, and then I'll use this one sort of just to flat it, because that one's really nice. It's just, and it's lasted really well, but I don't know if I can get more. Well, these are so cheap. What I'll do is I'll just try and bring in another few with my next consignment of stuff coming in. So yeah, plan on this one is I'm gonna put the rust converter on it, wipe it off, and then I thought on this one, because it's basically brand new, I mean, the only bit of wear I can see are those few marks there. Other than that, there was nothing. There's nothing on the face. There's that little dot there, but I think that's from casting by the looks of it. That's not a chisel mark or anything like that. You can see very, very slightly here, there's some hammer marks. I mean, this is basically a new anvil. So yeah, I thought because of that, I am going to do a little bit of pinstriping on these letters, just to accentuate them. I think that'll look really nice. So I'll do the number 5, and then BK Sydney, and then the weight stamp, similar to what I did on the table. Obviously that's much bigger. Let me see if I can show you guys some other stuff that I did. This is sort of the same, same size. So I think it'll look really nice with a clean steel and then a little bit of white, just accentuating those letters. So yeah, I'll film that as well. You can obviously see by the way I'm handling this anvil that it doesn't weigh 112 pounds. Yeah, so I'm very excited to take this through. We're probably going to go and fetch aluminium from my mate tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday. So I'll take this with to weigh, because he's got a digital scale. So I'll just take this with when we go there. We buy all of our aluminium scrap from him to do obviously our casting. So yeah, that's how he obviously has got a scale. He owns a fishing lure manufacturing business. Yeah, and yeah, he's a very nice guy. And we buy all of the shavings and stuff that all of their scrap. We buy that and we melt it down, and that's the aluminium that we cast from that video that I posted last about the tour around our workshop and what I do for a living. Yeah, so that's where we get our aluminium from, and that is the dude who I'm going to take this to, so I can get this anvil weighed so I can see what its actual weight is. Got a bit of a white, like a white haze to it, and that's just because of the acid. So this is just a white etch primer that I'm going to be trying. There's a slight break in the lettering there, but I think it looks really cool, as well as the Y. The Y is missing this tail. I think it looks nice. For you first time watchers, boiled linseed oil. That's what I use after I've done the rust converter.